Okay. 4:45. Fuck it. I'll go early. Raw comic books. It is with no surprise, right? It is with no shit. It is with no surprise. Raw comic books have been selling much, much, much better than slabs. Now, don't let anybody fool you. Please, people, please. Any reseller will sell raw comic books much faster than they will sell their slabs. There are resellers who have a vast collection of slabbed inventory, and they cannot move it for shit. Period. I'm not naming names. You guys know who you are. You analyze eBay, Shortboxed, Mercari, but that's whatever. You analyze the big places to sell. Raw comics always move quicker. Matter of fact, raw comics, and I know you guys hate this when this is said, but it's a fact. Raw comics have capabilities of getting slabbed prices. Debate me. I'll show you black and white facts. So, is it the time to stop grading your comic books? Well, we have a market now where CGC's in a crazy state because of all the problems that they had. CBCS just can't cut it. And it's a shame because they have a beautiful slab, but whoever's running that show, Beckett, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry, actually. Beckett, whoever's running that show at CBCS, they're failing. And again, if that employee that answered that email to me is still on your payroll, Beckett, that's on you. I'm just putting that out there because that's probably the most unprofessional bullshit I have ever heard in my life. And now I washed my hands and shared the true story and true email that I received from that person saying that they don't have a oh my god, it's been I could give a shit about it, to be honest with you. They don't have the pretty much the knowledge on staff to grade a Ring magazine from Brooklyn, New York, when CGC grades hundreds. It's hilarious. But whatever. You guys, listen, you guys want to watch that video, it's here on YouTube. I could give a shit about it. I don't care about the CBCS anymore. And God knows I was like their fucking cheerleader for 10 years. That's what happens, right? Told you, I don't receive any special privileges or paid or endorsed, sponsored. No. They fucking hung themselves by saying that shit to me. PSA now is coming into the game of comic books. Let's see how that goes now. Is it worth it? No. Let me explain. So to grade a comic book, right? Let's say it's like sometimes they give you a sale. $15, $20, $25, right? $30. But it's not 20, 15, 20, 25, $30. No. You got to pay to ship it there. And they hit you with this astronomical shipping fee to send it back. $25, $30 to send back your book. So you're basically paying 25, 20, 25, 35 to ship it there, to come back, another $55 to grade a book. You're telling me that's worth it? Think about it. Let it seep in. So no modern book should be graded because you're gonna take a loss. You're gonna take an L because you buy a book, let's say $5, $4. Let's say you got a pull list $3, right? Fuck it. It's gonna cost you $50 to grade that book, basically, right? Now you're at $53. And let's say if you hit a 9.8, let's say what? It's going to sell for $75, $100, if that, or it's going to crash, and then you'll be stuck with it and can't even fucking sell the shit. So that's why I've been saying I will only grade a Grail. I'm talking the big boys. That is it. That is all I grade. I'm not wasting my money. I am not investing a goddamn penny in grading a comic book because I don't have to. Neither do you. You don't have to do this. It is actually, you're pissing money away. You don't need to grade shit. The people in the world, the buyers, they're hunting raw comic books. I don't give a shit about the little baby niche that's buying slabs because it's a small fucking little baby niche. These people are buying raw comic books. Whether they have the hope dream to grade it themselves or they just like raw comic books because they finally realized the shit that I've been saying for 10 years. Maybe even a little more than that. It's been a while, actually. Raw sells quicker than a slab. Now, a slab will take the grading guessing game equation out of the conversation when you're going to do a deal. But when you're dealing with a reputable seller, like me, like other people that people know, if they see something, that is exactly what is being shipped to them. Period. If it's pictured, that is what they are exactly getting. Period. Well, with that being said, raw is selling much better than slabs. People, from what I'm seeing, people are buying raw before they buy slabs. Number one. Number two, they are not paying anywhere near FMV GPA prices on those slabs at all, whatsoever. No way in fucking hell it's much lower. Much lower. Now, thank God for the short box app, which again, I'm not paid, endorsed, sponsored to receive any special privileges. They don't ask me to say anything about them. I do it because I want to do it. You guys could see sales in these community auctions. These books are getting nowhere near FMV GPA values, the high values. Not anymore. So they're selling for much lower. Are people dumping the Are people dumping the slabs? Maybe. Are people just cashing out? I hope so. I've been telling you guys that. Cash out. Cash out now. But let's look at my old friend, Secret Wars 8. I love this book. Can never go wrong with this book. And I'm going to show you guys something. So, Secret Wars 8. Absolutely love this book. And let's just look at sales. Now, keep in mind, 161 bids. Not a lot of bids at all, but $161, right? $162. $150. Newsstand edition. Pay attention to that. 2 newsstand. This looks like the same exact sale. Oh, I see B and C. All right, so I guess he had two copies and they sold for the exact same price coincidentally. Okay. Pay attention to that. Newsstand sold $10 cheap than a Secret Wars direct edition. Very interesting. Very interesting. $130. $160. Seems like 160 is the way. Okay. Look at this now. Very interesting. 7.0 had a best offer cheaper than 160. Now, all those raws were getting 160. Look at this. A 7.0 newsstand edition, $150. Now, when you take out the fees and everything, you're left with like what? $130 or something like that, or whatever it is. But do you see what I mean? How the raw got $160. Do you guys see that? Just making sure you guys see that. A 9.0 hit 250. A 9.2 hit 240. 115. A 9.6 hit 330. A 9.2 hit 311. A 9.8 hit 500. Now, we scrolled for a while now, and that's the first 9.8 that we came across. But another thing that I'm looking at, see the number of bidders? 2. Now that's a little weird, right, guys? 2 bidders. Only 2 people in the world bid on this? Okay. 130. Here's a best offer accepted under $600. $150 raw. So far 170. Those are signatures. 150. All right, and here's another 9.2 at 240. All right, so let's discuss this. So we've seen 9.2s up in like the 200s, $240, right? Okay. We've seen multiple raw $150, $160, $170, right? Now do the math. If your raw sold for $150 minimum, $160 minimum, right? Now you got to grade that and pay your shipping both ways, right? So let's just tack on $50. You're at $210. A 9.2 sold for about $230, right? Same shit. Is it worth grading a comic book? Is it worth paying the shipping costs to and from, waiting a month or whatever to get it back to make the same exact money? And yes, I'm saying the same exact money. Again, I'll repeat myself. Multiple raws sold for about $160 on average. A 9.2 sold for about $230 something. 160 and 50 is 210. Does that $30? Does that even, unless you're doing weight and you're selling a whole bunch? I mean, I'd rather just not pay shit out of my pocket, sell a book and get my $170 and say, have a nice day, and ship it, instead of spending more money out of my pocket to wait a month to get it back, to then list it, to wait for it to sell, because it's going to take much longer to sell than a raw. People buy raw rapidly. To only make a $20, $30 profit? Fuck that shit. Now, you could see this with almost every single comic book, with the exception of Grails. I'll grade a Grail. The reason being is because when I'm talking about thousands and thousands of dollars in a collectible, I want that shit encapsulated, graded. I don't want to have a discussion, which there probably is going to be a discussion because everybody always makes offers. But I don't want to have that discussion. I don't want to have that conversation. I don't want to talk about pages and coloring and grade possibility. No. So to alleviate all of the discussions, I will grade a grail. Keyword, grail. The big boy. I'm talking AF-15s, FF-1s, Avengers 1s, Journey into grails. Not first appearances, not minor key issues, not first appearances of Nebula. I'm talking grails. If those Golden Age pulps turn up, if Golden Age, well, that depends too. That actually depends too, because I've actually been seeing Golden Age raw sell much better than Golden Age slabs. People want the raw. I don't even grade Silver Age anymore. I'm thinking about it right now. I don't, because people want raw. People, as long as they are happy with the condition and the quality, they're willing to pay. But they are. Now, I don't know how you guys are doing with your sales and how you guys are doing with your businesses or whatever you guys call it, but I could tell you this. For the guys that sell real comic books, not these foil pieces of shit, you guys know raw sells better and faster than a graded comic book. I also know for a fact all the people with all these slabs, they're sitting on inventory. They're having a very hard time selling their graded comic books. A very hard time. So with that said, you know, I see things dumped all the time. eBay auctions, let it ride. Short boxed auctions now. Best offers on eBay and Shortboxed app and shortbox.com. That decision is ultimately up to you guys, though. Do you guys still believe in grading comic books? Have you guys now, are you guys driving down the path that I am with only grading grails? I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know. Comments are always open. At the end of the day, a collectible is only worth the price somebody in the world is willing to pay for it.